Um, okay, hi. So, again, I know there's a lot of new people here, so if you don't know, give us a second. Please just listen. Just take a second to listen. If you're going to keep scrolling, keep scrolling. But if you're just going to take a second to listen for a second, because it's a lot. It's a lot. So, for those of you who have been following us for a minute, I'm saying this again, I have called a lot. I'm not psychic. I say that so many times. I'm not psychic. I don't claim to be psychic. Those who say that they're psychic, I always get confused by them, because it's like, then you use your gifts for good, productive purposes, but that's not my business. But I'm not psychic. Being an MK Ultra slave, and dealing with MK Ultra programming, there are many things that happen, many things that stick and don't stick. Video keeps pausing. Can you guys hear me though? Can you hear me? Yes? It's recorded now. Thank you. Pray over the... Yes, you're right. Dear Jesus, we just ask that you put a hedge of protection over everybody and on this chat. Father God, please keep us all safe and open our ears and hearts. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Can y'all hear me? Jesus is my doctor, and he writes out all my... Can you hear me? Yes. Alright, cool beans. Alright, cool. Alright, so MK Ultra, yes, there's millions. There's millions of survivors. There's millions of those type of people out there that people don't realize. I'm unfortunately one of them. There was somebody who said, is Ali and Shelly who they say they were? They were bitter about getting kicked off of Telegram because they were two-faced. Anyways, we didn't say anything, but they threw a tantrum on somebody else's chat. And they were saying, is Ali and Shelly who they say they are? Let me tell you who Ali and Shelly are. Yes, I have been abused since I was 3 months old. I've been in the Child Protective Services foster care system. I've been in human trafficking, satanic ritual abuse. I've been abused in every single type of way there is known to man since I could remember. By the time I went into sex trafficking and foster care, and then this woman came along and started fighting for me, saved and adopted me. We still get all the backlash and everything now. It's still going on. It's not something that just ends. That is who we are. Yes, there is no more to that. Some people are they saying that? Yes, that's it. I don't know what people think. Like, I don't know what people want. I don't know what people think this is. People think that, I don't know who they think that we are, but there's no big deal about it. Okay, we went through this type of hell and we're still going through it, and we don't need your high five or a sympathy vote. It's just us. This is us. We're not trying to get famous for it. We don't want to merch what we've said. We could have made so much money by now. Do you realize that? And we're not asking for your money. We don't want your money. But if this was just a ploy, it would be money involved. There hasn't been any money involved. We've been on the road for damn near 2 years. You have watched every single day of it real time. That was a fucking accident. It's not funny, it's serious. That's my coping mechanism. It's serious. People think that we're supported by white hats. Thank you, Don. That's another... No! There's no white, there's no blue, gray, red hat. There's none of them. If y'all find out where they are, hit me up and let me know, because there's nobody. I think you guys don't know what you're seeing. A lot of people think that 90s Nation News is a business. People are coming at the admin and the people behind 90s Nation News like they sit on a high pedestal, or it's some type of foundation or organization. You see where your TV mentality is going. You see this? How many times have I told you guys that we're running out of time? Does anybody else see things are heating up and getting crazier than they were? Anybody see time getting a little iffy? Anybody? When the 90s Nation News come in, I need you guys to understand that this is not a foundation. See, there's people who spend all this money and rake your wallets and tell you that they need you to support a fundraiser and to support this and to support that, so you guys, they can pay for the people that are supposed to be helping and building these homes and being the staff and saving these children that you never see and that you never hear anything of. We're going to really break things down in layman terms today, so stay with me because we don't really go into childish terms. But my thing is they're doing all of that, but I never see the results. Never see the results. Never see a parent come forward and say, my child was saved by this foundation organization 20 years ago, 10 years ago. There's parents out there who still throw birthday parties for their children who are missing. Where are those parents at to say at least thank you? This foundation, this organization has done a lot. I don't have to give you details because confidentiality, of course, but thank you. But no, you don't see that shit. You might see it now because, people love to mimic and mock what we say like a fucking parrot. But you don't see that. You don't see that. It's, what we really, really need to do, and what we always do, is we try to hold our integrity and be very transparent as freaking possible, because a lot of you are like still TV mentality. You see us on a device right now. I don't know what device you're watching me on, but people say they plug me into their TV. So if I'm on a big TV screen right now, hey, whoa, in the TV. But that's not, this is not, we're not celebrities. This is nothing special. Nobody wants to be the billboard of trafficking. This is our fucking lives. And this doesn't change the fact that this is a million of other people's lives. There's nothing special about it. 90s Nation News is everyday people who have volunteered their talent, their time, their energy, and their unconditional support in between their lives, their families, their households, their fur babies, their jobs, and the hell that they go through themselves with their own fucked up families. Everybody got a fucked up family they got to deal with. It just is what it is. So 90s Nation News is everyday people. So you guys a lot of people seen the trailer come out, and everybody's like, you were getting your makeup done. Do you know how much times I cried off that makeup? The artist that was there is one of the angels. And she was like, look, you know how much hell you've been through? Let's just do your face. Let's do this. And I'm telling her the whole time, no, because people are going to think a certain thing. And she's like, no, we're going to do it a certain way, because if I glam you up too much, then people are going to be like, this is not real. She was like, but let me just do something for you to relax for a minute while everybody's setting up the cameras and the anxiety is going and the craziness is going. She brought out her professional shit and said, hey, let me do your face. And I said, I haven't had somebody do my face. I haven't had my face done, and I don't know how long, because I'm a dancer, mind you. I was a choreographer. I was saved out of human trafficking. I turned my whole life around, and then I went to be a choreographer. If you think that we are playing with you, why the hell would I just be a choreographer from Riverside and LA? I'm a choreographer. I'm a dancer. 90s Nation News, the people and the filmmakers behind 90s Nation News, they are professional people in that world. Don't get crazy. Wait, hold up. They do projects in that world. That is their slight profession. There's many people with careers. They're not in Hollywood, but they have slight professions, okay? So one was a makeup artist. One is a filmmaker. Someone else knows how to do sound and lighting, beats and control. Someone else was watching the damn door, making sure that everything was safe so we didn't have to keep jumping up and getting back down. There was a lot of people there. 90s Nation News is everyday people. And so somebody was like, she's getting her makeup done. This seems so fake. Y'all don't know how many times I cried that shit off. You don't know how many times somebody was like, let's just let you feel. Let's calm you down for a second. And why don't we just put some makeup on you? This is a professional production now. So professional productions, men and women have to put makeup on their face, because if you don't notice, there's a lot of cameras and lights around me and thingies and all kind of shit, all kind of equipment around me, and they didn't want to drown my ass out. There's angels that are doing interviews and that are filming as well, and there's men that they have to put a little something on. So before you get crazy, this is not you don't know what you're seeing with certain things. And this goes for everything, I feel like, in the world today. You don't know what you're seeing. So you start to draw your own conclusion and you draw your own story, which is understandable because people are like, I don't know what the hell is going on, so I'm trying to figure this out. But I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you that there is nothing more to what you think is going. These are everyday people. There is no white hats. I can't fake my death. Contrary to trending belief, that shit does not run in my family. We don't have the money for that. We can't move people out of the way, change our looks, make sure everybody that we care about is out of the way, and by the way, make sure that we stay down in a way that we don't get attacked. It don't run in the family. Just so we're clear. So God forbid we disappear and that's illegal to do when you're not supported by elite. It doesn't run in the family. Just so we're clear. So for those of you who are like, well, why can't they just fake their death and go to another country? And that doesn't stop the issue. Just like everything that's going on right now, because you band-aid, it doesn't stop the symptom of those. It becomes another symptom of problems.
It might stop the trafficking
for 2 seconds
portion of the thing. We keep a tight inner circle. We can manage Allie not getting trafficked again. It's the MK Ultra. You don't know who pulls codes. You don't know who can access Allie's altars.
It's the MK Ultra. It's the gang stalking. It's the what you see, what you have seen in real time.
Everywhere. There's nowhere to hide from that.
It's not just a gunfight either. Because if this was just a gunfight, you don't think we would have done that by now. You can ask Zach about that. I missed. I don't usually miss. But you don't think we would have taken care of that type of shit by now, or my mother would have. If it was the matter of just pulling a cap in somebody's ass, that would have been easy, right? If the situation that's going on in the world today was easy as just getting rid of people that didn't see what was going on. A movie, people are, I want to make your movie. That'd be great. But that's not gonna stop things. That'd be great. But that's not gonna stop everything at the moment. It put awareness out there. That's not gonna stop everything. The series is for you guys to be able to see the truth in a compressed way. There's no fucking way that we can do and tell you everything in that series. There's no way. There's no way. It's impossible. It's literally impossible. It cannot be done. There is so much information that we have and we carry. Our life is so much that we wouldn't be able to get through everything. It's not going to happen. So we're going to really try to get through the important things in this series. Again, we'll see. So I have some notes because I got some things I want to talk to you about. The videos that we started to stand up and be counted. These are important. If you can please get outside and try to take an interview with family, take an interview with friends, send it in. It's something that is so important right now, especially with time running out and the things that's about to happen. It's important for people to see that you exist. It's important for people to know that you're out there. It's important for people to know that people like you are real. Because for a very, very long time, I did not believe that people like you and my mother were real. I did not. I thought people like you guys don't exist. That's all. And then I went ahead and I stayed with that. I accepted that. I didn't have anything else after that. I was just like, this is my life. This is how things are. People like you don't exist. It matters. Especially it matters if you guys can, in other countries, if you can do an interview, and we can try to get that translated. It matters that you show that you exist. That matters big time, more than you will ever know. So if you can get those videos sent in, please, that's the only thing that I'm really, really asking y'all to do besides get outside, number one. But please, please, please send this in, answering the 3 questions of what do you think about human trafficking? If you could speak to a trafficker directly, what would you say? And if you could speak to a survivor, what would you say? It matters that people see those things. Again, I've said several times we're running out of time. And I think you guys are about to see what I mean. And I know a lot of you guys are about to be like, this is making more sense now, just like the fires that are about to happen. Even though it's summer, and even though I know California gets money for false fires, there are fires that are going to be happening that are burning evidence, especially with Ghislaine Maxwell going on suicide watch. So watch for the fires. And when you see the fires, dig and say, what is that building? What is around it? Whose name is on it? Who is it connected to? Look it up, because you're about to see a lot of false fires. A lot of them. Pay attention. You're going to see it. You're going to feel a man-made earthquake real quick. Very soon. There's about to be another celebrity death real soon. Several times we have told you this, and not even a few days later, something happens. I don't really know with the series how well people are going to get it, because I feel like the time that we're on now, we're running out of time so bad that we're in such a fucked up place as a nation. Roe v. Wade, we're about to get into in a second. But the CERN, did y'all know that they're opening CERN in a few days? Okay, if you don't know what that means, they are opening the gates to hell. In layman terms, in child terms, they are literally opening the gates to hell. And any demon that comes out and rushes over, and you know that what's the saying, like, there's lost souls over it, or you can feel the hunted, or there's a spirit that's over the nation. Literally, I am terrified about the day that CERN opens, because I will probably be sick. Some people don't understand when we say we go down. I don't want people to see that, because just like I got really irritated when you guys first saw us, I have really bad panic attacks. Really bad panic attacks. I got a lot of issues from the things that I've been through. Classified information. I am claustrophobic as well. So in certain places, which is really weird, because if I'm in a dance room and everybody is moving and the room is moving and I'm moving with you, I'm okay. But if the room stops, I will have a whole ass panic attack. I look like a trout out of water. It is embarrassing. And I know that it is a bodily function. It's what happens when you've been through some shit. But I look like it's worse than a gasping trout. I don't like it. So I run and I hide, and I never knew that I was having a panic attack until my mom told me what that was, because I always thought, like, I'm just tripping, I'm having a heart attack. I didn't know what was wrong with me. So just like that, when I go down and when I go into pain, and when people are sending, when people don't understand that witchcraft is real, voodoo is real, Santeria is real, witchcraft, all that shit is real. We don't play with that. Demons are real. When you understand what kind of hell is happening right now, if you ever understood, you would never be the same. That's how you know when you've really crossed the time where you're like, I don't give a shit, because this right here is nothing compared to the things that are happening. If you don't know what CERN is, look up the old school cartoon Danny Phantom. This is how I was raised on it, on sexual cartoons. Not just sexual cartoons, but Danny Phantom is based on CERN. It's a cartoon. So if you need help in putting this in layman terms, Danny Phantom is the definition of CERN. They are opening a portal to hell. And any demon that crosses into that portal and stirs shit, free game. If you don't understand what that means, you really need to do research, because I think they're opening it on Wednesday. If you don't feel the hell that is happening right now, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't see that we are running out of time, and you need to make a choice. You need to decide where you stand. The line is being drawn, and you need to decide where you stand. And right now we're talking about the children. At least we're there. We're talking about killing the children, but at least we're talking about the children. But do you see the hypocrisy with Roe v. Wade and the people who are out in the streets ready to kill children? Let's go with the fact that people are like, it's science. That is a fetus. It's a clump of cells. You know, my thing is, some people try to get on me talking about, if you were raped in the situation that you were in and you had a child, we're not going to talk about that yet. We might talk about it in the series. I have to find a way to deal with myself to be able to talk about that. But anyways, if you had a child in the situation that you were in, you're telling me you would have taken care of them. If I had the choice, yes. It is not their damn fault that I was in a situation where they were conceived. They didn't ask to be here. They didn't ask to be put on this world. They didn't ask for somebody to abuse them and do the same damn thing that somebody else was doing. People don't want to talk about the fact that then everybody's like, well, I've seen all the lives, oh my gosh, once it was overturned, and now people are throwing the, well, if you're raped, then you won't be able to get an abortion. Let's talk about the Planned Parenthood that supports traffickers. Do you know how many people have been raped and have been forced and brutally held down to get an abortion because their pimps didn't want them pregnant? Do you know how many there are? Do you know how many very rich people, and sometimes not even rich people, just enough people with the money to pay somebody off to keep quiet, will walk into Planned Parenthood and pay people off to shut the fuck up? And not only that, but it's to satanic ritual abuse. I have told you guys several times that they eat, beat, and torture children. So they eat children, I've said this several thousand times, like chicken, like Cornish hens chickens. MRC5, look it up. Where do you think they get that from? Planned Parenthood was once called the Negro, what was it, the Negro Project?
Yeah, before it was Planned Parenthood, it was the Negro Project, and Margaret Sanger was involved in that. And the reason for that was they wanted a way to maintain and control the population of the black community. They didn't want the black community overrunning, intermixing with the white community, overpopulating, or any of those things. So they came up with Planned Parenthood and were targeting the black community to kill their babies.
Now, okay. So for those who are like, well, people need to find another situation and another this and another that, a lot of people are arguing over, well, my body, my choice. Does anybody else not see the hypocrisy? So several times I listened to someone else's view. I used to have left and right friends. I have gay friends. I have been with women and men, animals and robots. So I don't date, but I don't see a problem with other people who love somebody else. I've been many different religions I can't even count or think of, including a witch, because of the things that I was involved in, looking for God in all the wrong places. So somebody said, you know, my body, my choice. And the example they used was, I have tattoos. 19-year-old lesbian. She said, I have tattoos. And it's my choice now as an adult to go get tattoos. If my parents said that I can't get tattoos, it's not their choice anymore. It is my body, my choice. The hypocrisy. Because those are the people who were just screaming at someone to put a mask on their body to keep somebody else safe. It's the same thing as if you decide to go to McDonald's and eat. Now everybody was saying, you're the reason why I'm not healthy. I don't control what you put in your body. Now we're saying, like, the vaccine was not my body, my choice. The mask wasn't my body, my choice. So now it's nobody else. We're going on a sex strike because my body, my choice. You don't take it into account what you let somebody put into your body. Everybody fucking and having sex with all these different things and different type of people. You didn't take into account on what you were putting in your body, but I'm not going to get into that. But do we not see the hypocrisy? Anybody? Everybody was like, well, a sex strike. It is your choice. If you decide to lay down with somebody, if you decide to have sex with somebody, it is your choice, the consequences of your actions. It's your choice if you're going to get a yeast infection. You decided to lay down with somebody. If you get an STD, that was your choice because you decided to lay down with somebody. If you get pregnant, it was your fucking choice because you decided to lay down with somebody. So now the responsible fucking thing to do is to take care of that other human life that didn't make that choice. It's a clump of cells. It's a living, breathing body inside of yours. You got rid of it because you don't want it to turn into the living, breathing asshole that you are. So you decided to kill it because you don't want it to stand talking to you. That's the whole fucking point. The logic is out the window. Is anybody else feel like Twilight Zone? We can't even logically make sense of the bullshit that people are trying to feed us. Now we know what a woman is. Because before, somebody couldn't even define a woman. You want men to be able to have a baby because of equality. But you don't want men to make the decision about the body. But you want a man to be able to have a uterus and a child for equality. But you don't want the man to make the decision. Some days, you know, my mom, I'm telling you right now, like, I know we're twins. I know my mother and I are twins. I know some people haven't seen you. Come on, say hi.
Hello.
Twins, right? I understand that. But we are not the same. I strive every day to mold into the woman that this woman is sitting right here. But we are not the same. A lot of people try to slander my mom and think that they're going to argue with it. The thing is you would have been better off arguing with my ass than arguing with her, because she literally is the most patient person I have ever met. And I'm not saying that because she's my mother. I'm being serious, because there's sometimes I yell at her for it. I get so mad at her because I'm like, you're too damn patient. Stop being so damn thoughtful. Like, seriously, I'm so serious. I'm so serious. Some of the angels have seen us fight. Is really, they always look at us with a slight smile, but like, okay, because they know, and I know some angels are probably sitting here laughing right now, because they know how many times it takes for my mom to yank my ass back, because I'm usually like Pitbull, like, mother, what you say? And she got it. You cannot be like that. You have to meet people where they're at, because I had to meet you where you were at. So calm the hell down, watch yourself, and you can't go off on this person because they're hurting, or there's something wrong there, or you're seeing the symptom of a problem. So don't get too crazy right now. Let that one go. And I'm always like, but the twitching, like, why can't I just? I need to cuss him out. And you are not the police. You cannot decide who needs to be cussed out. So every time, I can't tell you how many times this happens. How many times when I go off on somebody, when somebody's being stupid with us, and I go to answer, and I'm telling you how many times that answer has been changed because my mom sees me typing and she's like, love and compassion. Is there love and compassion anywhere in that message? And I'm all, no, delete it. I'm running out of love and compassion. I should be out completely. I'm short already, so I should have ran out a long time ago. But no. I don't know why. I don't know why. One day it's going to be all out. You almost seen it all out. This is how you guys met us, because my shit almost ran out. the day we went viral, that was my fucking patience running completely out of my body. And the next thing that comes with that is a bat and a pistol. I'm really, really, really trying, but I'm like, there's only so much you can do because people don't hear you. Y'all really don't hear me yet. You really don't hear me yet. I'm serious. And some people, well, I'm listening. You listening right now because I keep saying you don't hear me. I've been talking to you for 2 years. Some of you have been talking to you for more. And a lot of you that do know us very well on a personal level, I've been talking to you for over 10 years. And you still don't hear me. We're moving. We're making baby steps. Compared to where we were a little bit ago, we are making some toddler steps, I should say. They run a little bit faster. The things that you're about to see, some people are not going to be able to take people. There's some people who will literally lose their minds. What is that movie? What is that movie? I think Sandra Bullock is in it. Somebody would know this movie. But literally, like, the things that they were seeing was driving people to lose their minds. It's kind of like an end of the world type of movie, but the things that people were seeing, it was driving people to just lose their minds, just right then and there. Like, the whole saying, die of fright, that was it. People were not able to deal with it. There's some things that will hurt people's souls. They won't be able to deal with it. There's some people who are such emotional people that even though you say you're ready, I don't think you're ready. There's some things that are going to hurt your soul. There's some things that are going to hurt mine that I don't know. It's been a while since I've been out of the life. So there's some things that have happened and evolved that I'm pretty sure would make me throw up too. Everybody is guilty. There is no red or blue side. You have people in the streets marching and upset and about to burn shit down over the death of children. If someone, all those people that are like, I want to get rid of my kid, you can get rid of a kid 28 days after birth now. If people wanted to abort a child after they are born, they can do that. So my thing is how fair is it? People running around talking about gun violence. That's not fucking fair. Because if you were ready to murder a child while they're kicking and screaming, then how is it okay to not murder you? How is that shit okay? Your mama wanted to murder your ass too after a certain point because you got on her damn nerves, but she didn't. My bio mother tried to kill my ass, but luckily she didn't. Is that fair? No. Can you go to jail for that shit? Yeah. That's called what? Murder. But you have people in the streets right now crowding the streets over the murder of children. Wait till you find out who has murdered children. Look at the celebrities who are, get in the streets, watch them. Those are the ones you should be listening to. They're telling you the truth. They want you to murder kids. Why? Because that takes that Cornish hen child off the table of their satanic ritual meetings. That takes that adrenochrome harvesting off the table. That beautiful face and skin. You know how people be trying to sell you that $500 skin cream and creams that have pieces of gold in it? That's the definition of what's about to happen to people if they don't get their adrenochrome harvesting. The adrenochrome comes from children. Human blood. So if you take that away from them, they no longer have their fountain of youth. They no longer have their big white parties. They're no longer able to take a child and just like frazzle drip and abuse the hell out of it for power and fame and notoriety and a rank and a pedestal. You do get that, right? We're on the topic of children. Wait till you find out why. Y'all ain't never gonna be the same. Trust me. Wait till we get all the way there. We not all the way there yet. We just now knocking on the door. We talking about the children. Thank God we are just now talking about the children. At least we're here. But this is about to get really bad. Bad in a way where people need to make a decision. If you don't get that we are living revelations right now, I don't know what to tell you. There's some things that are about to come out that's going to make people rock in the corner. I told you we're running out of time. A few weeks ago, I told you, listen to the live a few weeks ago. Before the decision was called. Anybody? Go on my TikTok. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. And ask me how I knew about the election before it was called. Anybody? Nobody asked that. Nobody asked that. There's some friends of my mom. You remember the text she sent you? We still got some screenshots. There were some immediate friends of my mom the night before election. I told you everything. And everybody was like, nah. They thought the same thing with Hillary. Remember when we said, hey, there's somebody about to come to the house? The Facebook post we made was for 3 a.m., but they showed up at 3 p.m. We were just a little bit off. Anybody else remember when Saget died and I tried to tell you that there was a celebrity that was about to die? Not even a few hours later. Remember when I told you the police were coming? We got pulled over for a week straight. Remember when I said, hey, they're not done, there's more? You watch my pimps come on the chat. Real time, remember I told you there was some people about to get rid of some evidence? There were some Mason lodges that burned down. What the hell do I know? MK Ultra, that's what that's called. You don't get it? Do you see me? I don't know when we'll talk to you guys again. We'll talk to y'all sooner than later. But again, a lot of these videos are about to start making sense. If you heard nothing out of the 2 years that we've been talking to you, real people need to show up and exist for other trafficking survivors. There are individuals in the shadows right now. There are some that you're too late for because they're dead. But they didn't get the proper burial. Their bodies were thrown in water. Their bodies were thrown somewhere that nobody even gave a shit about how somebody found them, if any animals were going to find them, if they were going to sink to the bottom, if they were going to stink a little bit. They didn't even care about where they threw them. Please show up and exist for other survivors that need you, and don't wait till this shit is too personal. It's already personal. If you don't feel, I don't care where you live, United States to the UK, if you don't feel like this shit is personal, you don't understand what fight you're in. I would say wake up, but we passed that. We way past that. So hot summer and a really dark winter is coming. Stock up. Go get food. The internet's about to go out. Everybody thought the 10 days of darkness was coming, like Q said a while ago. It's going to hit you in a way that you're not even going to expect. And there's nobody that's going to be able to call the day and the time, but it's coming. The stores are about to empty again. The water is about to come up missing, because remember all the talk about the water? We're about to be in a shortage of water. If you don't notice that right at the time, conveniently, because there's no coincidences, but conveniently we're talking about the children and the formula's gone. Conveniently we're talking about the women's rights, and now your tampons, there's a shortage on tampons. Did you know that shit? Conveniently, the Walmart in Columbia, Missouri is empty. You don't think that the stores know that it's a good way to price gouge if they start pulling shit to the back and tell you that there's nothing left? Because what does it do? Create panic. What do people do? Throw money. You know, Black Friday should be racist. If we're gonna,
it actually is.
If we're gonna be triggered by everything, Black Friday's fucking racist. It's a bunch of people standing outside getting ready to WWE tackle somebody in the middle of the night, and people are ready to fight and go crazy on Black Friday.
Black Friday is the most racist thing around. Go research the origins of Black Friday.
I'm waiting to see when that's gonna be triggering
back
people.
In slave times.
You know,
go research that.
But if you can imagine what people will do over a flat screen TV on a Black Friday because they were told that they can there's extra pajamas on a pallet somewhere. I don't do Black Friday shopping. Why? Because, see, there is nobody in this world that's going to get me to play like that with you. You tackle my ass over a furry 2-piece set of pajamas and I will kick your fucking ass. Like, I have no chill with that shit. So I was not able to do Black Friday. Why? Because that's what's going to happen when there's no more food, water, tampons, formula, toilet paper, chicken, gas. We are running out of time. The gas is running up. People can't even go to work. People are picking up extra jobs because they can't make it to work. And now you got people blocking out not just blocking off intersections, now we blocking off freeways. And the police are standing still. Those fools that are blocking off freeways, if you see police next to, they're standing still. If you are a cop and you're a damn good one at that, it's time for you to make a choice. Everybody, drag queens, if you are a drag queen and you the good kind, because I know some amazing drag queens. I know some people who love who they love and they're not bad people. Those people, there are some people who stand on the side of pride and they don't agree with the bullshit that's going on. The drag queens are making a horrible name for those who just want to be in the club and drag queen or drag queen king by showing their dick to children. Why would a drag queen even have story time in the first fucking place? Why would you want a drag queen to read a story to your child? They are everyday people that went through trauma just like me and you. Would you want a stripper to read a book to your child? Are you gonna hire Midnight at the club to come babysit your child and read them a book? Why the hell would you hire a drag queen to go to a story time? The fuck? Everybody is about to make a choice. Do y'all see that? The cops that stand, the good cops, and I've talked to some 90s that are actual cops that stand on the good side that just have to stand there and take orders and say, I wouldn't let this shit happen, but I have no choice. I have no rank. That's like asking the hostess at Applebee's to go make the food. That's not my job. That's not her job. The hostess can't go make the food and you can't get mad at her because the food is cold. That's the kitchen. So, come on. Think about it. Everywhere you are, whoever you are, this is when we talking about the children now, this is why I'm happy. Because no matter who you are, no matter what you agree with, no matter what gender you are, political side, gender you love or believe in, religious values, no matter what, we can all fucking agree on the children. So there's no excuse of, well, I don't want to talk about that because see, I'm a liberal. No. Everybody's guilty. Everybody is about to make a choice. What choice are you going to make? What side are you going to stand on? History is happening. This shit's going to be in the books. Where are you going to tell somebody that you were? Especially your own children and your own family. What would you want somebody to do? Is it enough? Because somebody tried to say, the release that I just did, somebody tried to say, well, at the truckers, they did disappear. I don't know where they went. But I do see Save the Children signs there. Just because you see a Save the Children sign doesn't mean shit. Do they talk about it? Do the truckers and the patriots, the Patriots that talk just about the vaccine, the Proud Boys that are always ready to kick somebody's ass, do you hear them talk about trafficking or about the children? Do you? I'm not just talking about somebody holding a sign. Can you imagine if we had all those strong-ass men as Proud Boys that you ready to kick somebody's ass on GP? Can you imagine if you were standing like that for the children and for the trafficked souls that need you? Can you imagine if we had that many strong men that's ready to kick anybody's fucking ass to stand like that for what's really going on? People would be terrified if the Proud Boys were something to be afraid of for abusing somebody. They'd be terrified. Don't let the Proud Boys find out. Don't let the Proud Boys find out that this police precinct has been abusing people for decades, LA. Don't let them find out that the MRC5 that you need to put into vaccines. Look up what MRC5 is. The MRC5 that you need to put into vaccines comes from somebody putting a damn fetus in a blender. Planned Parenthood. You people who are like, well, tell me where to go. You know where to go. You're the one who's sitting on your ass waiting for somebody else to do it. You know where to go. Everybody who keeps telling me, well, I need an address and you know where the fuck to go. You just sitting on your ass waiting on Trump to do it. You're sitting on your ass waiting for some foundation or organization to do it. You're sitting on your ass and sending $20, $50, $100 to rescue foundations that are full of shit. You're the reason why it's still continuing. You do get that right? We're in this pool together. We're all in this together. That's that bullshit. This is not a game. This is not a joke. It's not a fucking drill. We're running out of time. So, thank you for listening. Please pray for us, because when the series is eventually all the way out, just like I said, faking my death is not a thing that runs in the family. So this is gonna get really crazier for us, and if you're seeing real time what we've been through this last 2 years, it's gonna get way worse than this. And it needs to be done, because the truth needs to be out there. The truth is priceless. It needs to be there. So we don't really have a choice either at that, and some people who are like, well, you went through so much. We didn't have a choice then either. We didn't really have a choice. We don't need a pat on the back because we didn't have a choice. We still had to get through it. It's not like we had a choice to say, oh, I didn't want to be trafficked. We still had to go through it. There was no decision there. So all right, I've talked. You got anything? See, this is how she usually is too. I just want you to classified information. She doesn't talk. So when y'all get actual words, it's shocking. I know when somebody's lying to me, because they're always like, I talked to your mom. I'm like, bull fucking shit. No, you didn't, because she don't talk. She don't talk. So you guys have heard the most words that anybody has probably ever heard from her in years. People that have known her for like 10 years, I'm pretty sure. You guys have heard more words come out of her mouth than somebody who has known her for decades. So, those who think they got a clue. But go ahead, Blue's Clues. Don't let me stop you. Don't let me stop you.
Just follow things to a logical conclusion. So many people are stopping and blocking things. Your patriots and your truthers are starting to talk to you about sex trafficking, but they've set up camp there. They've set up camp in the vaccine arena. They've set up camp in the election arena. And they don't go past that. They don't continue to push you to connect dots. They don't get you to where you need to be. If they're talking about trafficking and they're not talking about MK Ultra, there's a problem. The MK Ultra is the base, the foundation, it's the big thing. If we were just dealing with the trafficking issue, could have did that at home. We could manage that easy. I don't need to be on the road. I don't need to do anything to manage that. We were managing that easy. It's the MK Ultra that's the problem. There are millions and millions and millions of survivors. When you find out what they've done to create survivors, you won't be the same. Mm-hmm. It will shake you to your core. It will turn your life upside down. There are children that you've passed at baseball games and Disneyland and all kind of public places, at McDonald's or any of a number of places. You've all probably passed a child who was being trafficked, a child who was being programmed with MK Ultra. They put sex toys and shit in their underwear and make them wear that stuff in public to train them and to program them. You have no idea the evil things that have been done. The MK Ultra is the hill I'm willing to die on. It's not okay. It's the worst form of slavery. It's worse than black slavery. It's worse than the Jewish Holocaust. MK Ultra is slavery of your mind. It's somebody else taking control of your mind, splitting your mind apart into different pieces and creating alters out of those pieces that they control 100%. We engage in that. We are complicit in that because we go to Miley Cyrus's concert. We go to Britney Spears' concert. We buy their stuff. We buy their shirts. They're programmed slaves. They have MK Ultra programming done since they were children.
Let me help you out. So, Britney. Somebody just said Britney. Does anybody see that there's a Britney that's very strong, driven, very goal-oriented, wants to do her own work, wants to choreograph her own stuff. She is usually the leader of her shows. Very adult, right? There's also a Britney that you will see in the middle of all kind of hell happening. She's just twirling. And, you know that Britney that puts on an outfit and just, there's hell is breaking loose in her life, right? And she's twirling in front of her camera. And people are like, what is happening? Why? Shouldn't she be concerned about her conservatorship? Where is her father? What is she doing? Like,
those are child alters.
There's a child that don't give a shit. Just like any other child, that is not their responsibility to think about the adult things and how much rent is going to be and how am I going to get out of this situation today and what am I going to do. There's a child alter that is just living her fucking life and spinning and dancing. But then there's the other Britney who has to get up and control her shows. There's the other Britney who had to go to court. There's the other Britney who had to stand up to her father. Some of them are twangy. Some of them are not. Some have 2 gaps in between their teeth that they never had. This is when you realize how deep this stuff goes, the secrets. Bill Clinton apologized for MK Ultra in 94. 94, right?
94, 96.
Find the video. I'll actually post a clip of it on everything. Bill Clinton apologized for MK Ultra 94. So, oops, I'm sorry. We're sorry. We won't do it again. Why were you doing it in the first place? Anybody ever ask that question? What are you doing using a human as your puppet and as your slave? Why was that even something that they were doing in the first place to have to apologize for it? You know, when you see those signs that are like, no booty bumping the rhinos when you're at a museum, and you're like, so why is that sign needed? Why was that sign needed? Like, don't jump in the enclosures. Why was that sign needed? Because someone did it. So why did they need that sign? The decades of tactics is unraveling. It's unraveling. It's unraveling. And I can't wait till it's all unraveled. It's going to be a shitstorm. You think it's a shitstorm now.
A good rule of thumb that I use, there was a truth teller that I got to ask a question to on his platform. He was having a Q&A. There's been a lot of people that have come at Ali offering help. My rule of thumb is to ask them about MK Ultra and to watch how they respond, because that tells me everything I need to know. They're either lying and covering shit up, or they are a survivor and they're not aware that they're a survivor. But how people respond to the MK Ultra and satanic ritual abuse part of the equation, you've got sex trafficking, satanic ritual abuse, and MK Ultra. It's an unholy alliance. The sex trafficking is a manifestation. That's the part we see. That's the part that's moving us to the street, because we don't like that. That's slavery. That's human slavery. You don't buy and sell humans. But the other two components, the satanic ritual abuse and the MK Ultra, that's worse than selling children for sex. What they've done is so far worse.
It's
if
not
people
just
aren't
sex.
talking about that, if they're just set up camp and they're not taking you on a logical course, getting you to a logical end of a conclusion, they're not telling you the rest of the story, you better be asking why and stop sending them your damn money. I've seen people lie and say they don't know about MK Ultra when I know that's a damn lie, because you can't be in the position as a truth teller and speaking on the truth that you're speaking on and not know about MK Ultra. That's an impossibility. So I've had somebody lie to my face. I've had people come at Ali and dissuade from the MK Ultra and the satanic ritual abuse, claiming that they're healed.
Instagram
That's a
Live
lie.
is about to end.